is to create a utility token for expanding our instruments across hospitals and to generate revenue for those who are holding the utility token, and at the same time we can expand and scale it up to many hospitals as possible. The duration of the test is around less than 3 hours. The duration of scalability, we have different manufacturers for our equipment, so we can produce around more than 50 units in every 2 months.
Thank you.
The test itself, the hype cell is outsourced to Stratec, and they are a very big manufacturer, so we can scale the test rapidly.
And sorry, one last question on the same lines. And what the test results? What is the duration of the result?
The duration of the result, we produce the test results within 3 hours. We have that's probably the fastest. At the moment is the fastest turnaround time to produce the result, and it is directly from blood without need of blood culture. There are other, that makes it one of 2 global players, us and T2. But the difference between our company and the other competitor, that we are having broad microorganism that we can address up to 100 microorganisms, while the other competitor, the direct competitor who does not need blood culture, they can only do around maximum of 20. There are other competitors, but they have to wait for at least between 12 hours to 14 hours for blood culture enrichment phase. And that gives us really an advancement, an advantage to them to help patients and physicians to give targeted therapy. And what's important here in the targeted therapy, with targeted therapy, we are reducing the empiric antibiotic which is given to the patient. And the empiric antibiotic given to the patient is called like the big guns by the physicians. And we don't want to use these big guns because actually these big guns will increase the antimicrobial resistance. And there is a study with the use of antimicrobial resistance. If they increase, there will be 10 million deaths by the year 2050.
Thank you.
Vinay, do we move on from it? Yeah.
Yes. Next up, we have Bitmal from Switzerland. I request you to please share your screen, Bitmal. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now.
Hi, so apologies. It seems I was muted. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Hi, so I think I'm facing some issues in, yeah, okay, so it's working. So hi, this is Saad, Bitmal co-founder. So what's Bitmal? This is a social fintech solution that's enabled by a decentralized blockchain system that increases transparency and accountability, as it consists of a marketplace and a social currency rewarding members of the community for their contribution, and a social scoring system that gamifies the process of contribution, whereby those who contribute the most get the highest score that allows them to gain visibility, earn reputation, and be recognized for their contribution. So Bitmal aims at disrupting the way social contribution is done, whereby it incentivizes people to become a stakeholder of the issue as opposed to being a standby or a recipient. So Bitmal builds an ecosystem. It's grounded on 4 main pillars: the blockchain-enabled platform, a social marketplace, a social currency, and a governance system. So the blockchain technology here allows to track impact, increases transparency in terms of tracking, again, the funds, data mining. It reduces the transaction cost, and allows for social ranking and a rating system that's embedded within the system. The social marketplace brings together the supply and demand side of contribution, whereby volunteers are able through the marketplace to get rewards, and projects that are featured on the platform, the entrepreneurs or those leading these projects will be able to buy and sell products and services on the marketplace. The social currency, e.g. the BitMal currency token, will allow the users of the platform to build trust and recognition, and the currency will be funneled through the ecosystem to the project that have the greatest impact and to the most trustworthy members of the community. Finally, as we mentioned, it has a governance system that allows for a greater compliance in relation to legal and international laws, to stakeholders management and dispute resolutions. The stakeholders, it brings together, as we mentioned, volunteers, funders, social projects, government and financial institution with a particular value proposition to each of the main stakeholders. So why BitMal? It crowdsources the decision-making process to the community in a decentralized manner. It optimizes social impact by a multiplier effect, whereby each BitMal allows for a greater impact and is funneled through the ecosystem. It increases transparency, as we mentioned, through the blockchain technology. It attributes an economic value to social contribution and incentivizes members of the community to increase their contribution. Finally, in light of the COVID-19, it further addresses many of the issues with regards to limited access to funds. How does it work? So the users, for instance, will go on the platform, selects the role, they create their wallet, and then there's a trust establishment with through the Stellar technology we used. They identify volunteering opportunities, applies to these, complete the work, and receive BitMal in exchange of the work. So this is the track for the users that we wanted to showcase as an example. In terms of the development of the platform, it was first developed through the support of the World Bank Group through the SME Launchpad competition, whereby a first beta version was developed. It secondly it was selected by Georgetown University as a use case for their spring semester. We deployed it in Jordan with Ruwad Al Tanmiya, a local organization that works with refugees. It received a grant from the Saudi telecom company, and we're working with different use cases across Europe and MENA. As we mentioned, the first pilot was deployed on the ground. 100 users were onboarded on the platform. And the way we work through that is that we raised awareness about the theory of... Sorry, yeah.
Your time is up. Judges, the floor is open to any questions.
What's the revenue model here? Thank you so much for the fantastic presentation. Just quickly on the revenue model, how are you making money, or is it a social platform not meant for generating revenue?
So, sure. So it will have a revenue generation model, which would consist mainly on administrative fees at cash in, at cash out of the BitMal currency. So when it's exchanged with fiat currency, so this is where we administer a fee. And then as well for the white label solution, there would be a special structured deal that would be contracted with either corporation, endowment funds, and so forth.
Thank you.
Who's your primary customer, Suad?
So as we mentioned, the platform aims at bringing together the different users. So one of the target segment, we can go back to the slide if you have a second, but it brings on board the users or the volunteers, the funders, and by funders here we're referring to, it could be international development organization, individual funders, corporations as part of their CSR, and others. And as well, as white label solution, we have explored it with banks as well as a mean of repaying their loans. So this is more on the white label solution, and government could as well use the platform to provide different services that are in sync with what the community needs. It allows the community to better identify what they need, and for the funders of the government to be able to funnel the funds to projects that would have the greatest impact within the community.
Thank you. Next up, we have Radi Surf from Denmark. I request you to share your screen, please, Radi Surf.
Yes. Do you see my screen now?
Yes.
Perfect. So thank you very much. My name is Mikkel Kongsfeldt. I'm CEO and co-founder of ReadySurf. First of all, I'd like you to look at this picture of a highly advanced and automated assembly line. It is what we could call the assembly lines or manufacturing lines of the 21st century. But in these lines, we're still using 20th century adhesion technology to assemble plastics and other materials. And the result is unsustainable products. This is a huge problem, and we cannot solve that problem with traditional adhesives alone. We create non-durable products in an inefficient way using harmful chemistry, and it's not fit for the circular economy. We want to put an end to this, creating durable products in an efficient way using safe chemistry and to make products fit for the future circular economy. And we do that using our breakthrough technology based on what's called polymer brushes. Polymer brushes are essentially nanometer chains of plastics that are chemically anchored to a surface, forming sort of like a nano Velcro structure on the surface. We are able to grow these polymer brushes on almost any surface, metal, glass, ceramics, and adapt the chemistry of them to plastics. And that allows you in the end to weld the plastic directly to a metal and get immense strength and a very tight bonding between the materials in an essentially reversible process, meaning that at the end of product life, you can separate your materials and get clean materials ready for recycling. We are getting ready to launch our ReadyBond chemical agents on the market in 2020, ready for implementation directly in existing production lines. And we do that to establish collaborations with customers, including 6 Fortune 500 companies, ensuring a unique market fit for several industries, creating lighter, recyclable automotive parts, durable smartphones, safer and smarter life science products, and safe and durable medical devices. With this project model, we have increasing revenue and a proven traction of our technology. And with our current pipeline of customers, we have a projected value of more than $100 million when we reach full-scale production. We are the leading experts on this technology. We have the chemists, the chemical engineers, not only to develop, but also to scale up the technology, and a strong business advisory board to support us on the journey. We already received global recognition, investments from several parties, including a strategic investment from the European Union, focusing on our sustainability goals. We received soft funding, and we received awards for our technology almost every year since founding the company. Thank you very much for your time.
Hi, Mikkel. This is Debashish. Great presentation, Mikkel. 2 questions. One is, tell us a little about your patent. And second is, you have shown in the graph you're already generating revenue upwards of $383,000. Is that what 2020 is all about in terms of revenue?
So the question first was about patents. So the patents, we have one patent that is approved in Europe, US, and China. And we have 3 patent applications following up on that that are still in the one in the PCT phase, one moving into the national phase, and 2 moving into the PCT phase. In terms of revenue, right now we are having projects, so that's project-based revenue, where we have paid projects, pilot projects with customers. So that's early stage revenue. It's all about in the next 2 years to move projects from project to actual production, and that's where our real revenue will increase.
Right. Right now you're doing contract manufacturing, or do you own a manufacturing facility for your adhesive?
What? Sorry, could you repeat that?
Right now, are you doing contract manufacturing for your adhesive, or are you owning a manufacturing facility for your product?
Right now we are manufacturing in our own facilities. We are mainly the main components of our system is It's relatively standardized chemistry. We have some special catalysts that we produce ourselves, and we are ready to scale up that production in-house. Mixing facilities will on a later stage be used with contract manufacturing.
Cool. Thank you so much, Mikhail.
Mikhail, I understand the way you're approaching the problem. You're making a adhesive which will help you in separating materials eventually for the circular economy, right? But how about the adhesive itself? What's the environmental impact of your adhesive itself and the manufacturing process?
It's much, much lower than traditional adhesives. So we are essentially creating a nanometer thin coating on the metal part, if it's a metal to plastic. That coating is done using an adhesive that's water-based system. It's essentially a coating process that we do. Water-based systems, very benign chemicals, very low volumes of whatever is a little bit problematic. So we're really at the lowest possible level of chemicals, you would say. And the part when it's coated is completely safe in handling.
And is this as fireproof and tamper-proof as the rest? Let's say like a welding, like a weld is. Is it as fireproof and tamper-proof as any of the existing methods?
I would believe so. Yes, you need to melt the plastic to really separate, to really destroy the welding process.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you so much for your time.
lehekülg 5 viimane lause lihtsalt, seal peab and olema ka vahel. And reduce hydrogeni ja reduce peab and olema.
We request all participants to mute themselves, please, if they aren't presenting. Thank you so much. Up next, we have.
Okay.
We request all participants to mute themselves, please. Up next, we have Lava Tech. I'm requesting Lava Tech to please share the screen.
Can you please let me know if you can hear me well?
Yes. Could you also please switch on your video if possible?
Just in a second. If possible, can the next team present and then I would be next, because
that's okay. It's okay. You can present without the video if you're more comfortable with that.
Okay.
Okay, we are otherwise also here.
Okay. It doesn't allow me to share the screen. Can you? Okay. Can you hear me? I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we
yes,
can.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, it just takes a bit of time. I had an emergency situation today. Just here. Hi everyone, my name is Tatiana and I'm the CEO and co-founder of LavaTech. LavaTech, we have developed technology that helps to decrease energy consumption for any indoor farm and same time increase yield. And this is extremely important because more and more farming are moving indoors these days. Our solution consists of three parts. It's the software, the most important, with artificial intelligence in it, which analyzes all the data points within the indoor farm, starting from CO2 level to humidity and irrigation process. And second part is our control unit, which is applicable with any LED lamp on the market. And what is very unique about us is that with our software and with our control unit, we are able to synchronize lighting with the light and dark phases of the photosynthesis. This way, we are able to save up to 75% of energy from LED lights and same time increase yield by at very least 20%. And we also give full control of all the parameters to the farmer. Our business model is extremely suitable for this industry. We operate on light as a service, so we provide access to our hardware, software, and database based on the monthly fee and the size of the facility. The market is really big. The total available market for us is over 171 billion within the next several years, and we are specifically targeting indoor farming tech market that will reach over 40 billion within the next 2 years. We have a very clear go-to-market strategy, and currently we are already operating in 5 countries. As you can see, this is just one of our examples. We were able to grow Mizuna 3 and 4 times cheaper than competitors' lamps just due to our software. I have 3 co-founders. 2 of them have expertise in electrical and chemical engineering and over 20 years of experience each. And 1 co-founder from the business side of things, and he has over 12 years of experience in B2B marketing for hardware clean tech startups. Myself, I've been included in the Forbes Under 30 for industry and manufacturing in Europe this year and have various awards. The rest of the team is even more outstanding. We have 4 PhDs on board and 1 person in the process of obtaining PhD. We have expertise in artificial intelligence, machine learning, finance, sales, business development, biology, marketing and sales, and software development. Our advisors and angel investors include co-founder and former CTO of Tesla, senior director of Salesforce, and some other people. We won various awards all around the globe, and we are also supported by Ministry of Environment of Estonia. We've been recognized as the best ag-tech startup in Israel last year, and we've been working together with Israel Technical University since then, while all IP rights belong to us. We are also working with Tallinn Technical University and with several other partners. And as I said, we have a lot of support. So everyone you see on the screen right now, we actually have official contracts with, and we are working on a daily basis. If we're talking about our pipeline, at the moment we have over 100K ARR, and we already have contracts signed for almost 2 million euros ARR, and in discussions with more companies, including in our pipeline, we already have signed agreement with the biggest vertical farm in Asia. Thank you so much, and I would be very happy to answer your questions.
Thanks, Tatiana. That was a very interesting presentation. Sorry to hear about an emergency. I think it's okay. One quick question. How has the current scenario of the pandemic impacted your production/supply chain?
Okay, so we had to rearrange some things in the beginning of the pandemic because we realized that it's actually not going to be done in the next 2 months, that it's a long-term thing. So we worked it out. We moved our production to some local European producers in Eastern Europe and in European Union. So that hasn't been a problem. In terms of getting clients on board, it actually became easier for us because there are a lot of local grants and governments started supporting indoor farming because they realized that they need local food production, especially during the pandemic. So we've got various customers on board, and our pipeline grown quite significantly.
And you're able to provide the same quality and the efficiency that you have claimed with local partners for manufacturing? Yes, have you tested that?
Of course, because as I said, the main our advantage is the software. So hardware, we are not really connected with. We provide it as a service, but the most of proprietary features lies within the software and our research. We already have patent pending. We will have 3 more patents pending within the next 3 weeks. We are just filing them in at the moment.
Hi, Tatiana, this is Ashok here. Curious to know who's your paying customer, B2B, B2C?
So we are working specifically with B2B. It's the big vertical farms. We're also planning to work with greenhouses and insect protein farms. And in general, our technology is suitable for any company that is using LED lights, because we are saving energy specifically from LED lighting without losing their efficiency.
Okay, and what should be the typical ticket size?
Ticket size for investments?
The average size of the revenue per customer.
Okay, sorry. So we charge €5 per square meter. It depends on the customer size. Customer size is usually from 1,000 to 10,000 square meters.
And what is your ROI commitment for someone who's deployed it? Return on investment?
As I said, yeah, with the clients, we already have over 100K ARR, and we have committed to almost 2 million ARR. And we are currently getting seed rounds. Well, we are basically almost done with it. We're going to be raising around 2.5 million. And we are also getting around the same amount in local grants, which is equity free and not refundable.
Thank you, Tatiana.
Thank you.
Thank you, judges, for your questions.
Thank you so much.
Up next, we have Power Up from Estonia. I request Power Up to share the screen, please.
Hi, hello. My name is Ivar Krusenberg. I'm CEO of Power Up Technologies. And we are producing hydrogen fuel cell based smart electric generators. Our first beachhead market is the maritime market, and that's how the sailors usually see the sailing. Sun is shining, water is splashing to the boats, and nice wind and the sails. However, the reality is totally different. Because of the really rough environment, even if they have 2 diesel generators on the boat, quite often that both of these fail. On top of the diesel generators, they obviously have the batteries on the boat as well, but because of the rough environment, they are also getting into the fire. Plus, the battery technology is way too heavy for the maritime applications, like for the many other applications. And because of all of that, it's quite often that the sailors may lose their boat. And if it happens in the middle of the ocean, they may lose their life as well. And on top of the noisy and smelly diesel generators and the heavy batteries, there's obviously the solar panels and the wind turbines. But these are already proven to not be reliable enough. And that's why we've developed this amazing product, Up 400, which is the size of the small toolbox, and it gives out 400 watts, and it's only 10 kilograms, so it's really lightweight and portable. It doesn't need any maintenance, and it's totally silent because we are using hydrogen to generate fuel, electricity, and it also, as mentioned, gives out 400 watts, which is enough to basically charge everything necessary on the boat. And it's totally sustainable, so it's matching the current goals of European Union and US. And comparing to the best batteries on the market, it's more than 10 times lighter. So there's a lot of advantages of over the battery technology. And we have already also secured sales partners from US and from Europe. And we are actively working on finding more partners. And obviously, we are not alone in the market. We have also competitors, but their power output is more than twice lower than ours. Plus, none of them can claim that they are zero emission. And obviously, our market is not only limited to the maritime. We already are developing product for the telecommunication companies, which has been really interested in our products. Also, it can be used for the recreational vehicles and the electric vehicles overall. And in many applications, the military is one. And we are not limited also for the 400 watts, we are currently developing up 1000, which is 1000 watts, and also 6 kilowatt system, which is the one meant for the telecommunication companies. And our scale-up plan also includes refrigerated containers who have exactly the same problem than the maritime industry overall with the corrosion. And by that, we are expecting to get within 5 years to 150 million in revenue. And you're asking where the hydrogen is coming. It's largely and widely available. And we already have partners for that to provide the fuel. And why we can make it and how we can make it, because of our really unique IP and our really great team of people with a really variety of skills. And obviously we have also advisory board with some big names from Nobel Prize nominee to also to the former president of Apple. And we are fundraising for 900K together, matched up with some soft money. So thank you for that, and I'm happy to answer to any questions.
Hi, Ivar. Great presentation. Quick question: how would you compare yourself with the lithium-ion battery, which is the most used battery in the electric vehicle and the electric powered space today?
So first of all, our technology is much lighter, as said. Basically, bigger the application, bigger the energy need, bigger the difference in the weight range. So when we're talking about 1 kilowatt system, then we are more than 10 times lighter than the best lithium-ion batteries on the market. And when we talk about bigger systems like 6K, then we're having even bigger advantage over the lithium-ion batteries. Plus, the main differentiation is also that our generators can be fueled with whatever size of hydrogen tank. This means that we can really provide electricity with our system for let's say for a couple of weeks, which cannot be done so easily with the lithium-ion batteries for different reasons. So we have a lot of advantages over the lithium-ion batteries, which saying actually we are also using lithium-ion batteries in our generator. That's why we call it actually a smart generator. We cannot make it without batteries. We're just using them to make our product better, to complement the lithium-ion with the fuel cell technology.
Thank you, Ivar.
Thank you.
Ivar, can you stop sharing your screen, please?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So next, we have Ethic Hub from Spain. Ethic Hub, could you please start sharing your screen?
Yes, hello. I thought it was another start before me. Here I am. Hello, can you hear me? Can you, is the...
Yes, you're
Can
audible.
you see the... Okay. I'm sorry, there was another startup before me on the list and I was missing. Okay, sorry. I'm Gabriela Chang, Ethic Hub co-founder. Ethic Hub connects smallholder farmers from emerging economies with international lenders and direct buyers, creating value for all of them. Vilma and family are trapped in the poverty cycle and they are the weakest link in the supply chain. They don't have access to enough resources to make the most out of their land. They only get scarce and very expensive cash, and to pay it back, they must underprice their crop. So they can't save. They are good payers, but there's no record to prove it. So this loop repeats year after year. They just work to pay back their debt and to cover very basic needs. And while they pay over 100% interest for insufficient money, on the other side of the world, we get very low or even negative rates. It's a paradox of the global economy. Over 1 billion farmers trapped in the poverty cycle, while the rest of us hardly find where to invest our savings to keep its value. EthiHub transforms problems into solutions, connecting all parties to grow mutual benefit, so farmers, lenders, and buyers benefit from interacting. Our mission is to improve the living standard of the farmers at the base of the pyramid. We are proving financial inclusion with impact is sustainable and profitable for all the parties. We started in Mexico, where just in coffee, there are over 500,000 small farmers. We could place $800 million a year in loans and double in sales. Imagine then our huge global potential with more crops. We are talking trillions. Imagine now the business and the impact. We are very proud of our multi-awarded platform. By clicking on any project, you can see where the community is located, how much money they are asking for, the interest rate and maturity they offer. You can even follow all the transactions made directly on the public Ethereum blockchain. Our funding team has key experiences for EthiHub: a highly experienced CEO, a well-known smart contract developer CTO, myself, a former organic coffee producer. EthiHub attracts very talented collaborators like Inter-American Development Bank, which understood the huge potential of what we are achieving. With EthiHub, you will be proud of your profits. Let's generate sustainable wealth together. Welcome all to EthiHub. That's it.
So, yeah, so Gabriela, thank you so much. One question is, what exactly are you doing? Are you providing microloans to these farmers? Are you underwriting their loans? What exactly is the value proposition?
We are a marketplace and we do both things. We make a synergy between micro lending, we provide a crowd lending platform, and we provide markets. So the crop acts as collateral for the loans because we sell the coffee. So they have access to working capital, and then we help them to export the coffee.
Great. So how many farmers do you have on your platform now?
Right now, we are working with 200 families.
Wonderful. And what's your revenue model?
We get a fee for every loan, 4%, and 50% of the exports margin. We like to see ourselves as partners, not intermediaries.
Wonderful. Great. Thank you. Thank you, Gabriela.
Welcome.
How many countries are you operating in today? Only Mexico or outside Mexico as well?
Well, before COVID, we were ready to roll up to more countries and with other crops. But after this, since the investors' panorama changed, we are now focused on making better our unit economics to be ready for the Series A. So we are now focused on the market of coffee within the region of Chiapas to make a bigger share of the market before getting back to our original roadmap.
Okay. So every new market that you enter into, would you also have to take a banking/microfinancial institution license from the regulator or?
No. We don't need the license because we are not a microfinancial institution. That's the beautiful thing about blockchain. This is a true peer-to-peer. So it works through smart contracts. So lenders, now mainly in Europe, they put the money that travels like a cryptocurrency and goes directly to the account of the farmer's representative. Yes. We don't take the money. It goes peer-to-peer.
Peer-to-peer. Okay. Thanks.
What's been your recovery rate so far?
Sorry, a recovery rate? Oh, yes, yeah. I'm sorry. I usually say that in the presentation. For the second consecutive year, we have a 0% default because we know very well the problem and the market. So we make a right selection of the projects. So that's why, well, at global level in microfinance, Grupal Solidary loans get a very low default rate, less than 3%, but we keep it in 0 for 2 years now.
Interesting. Thank you. And quick one, the follow-on is, what is the duration of this recovery?
Sorry?
Period. What is the duration of the period? Is it 1 year, 2 years, 3 years?
Oh no, it goes is the most the longest it goes is 1 year. Well, first loan it's an average $1,000 per family, and it's only for harvesting. So we get to know the volume of the harvest, how much they can produce, and after they pay it and they build reputation, then for the second season they can ask for higher amounts, and they are delivered like in tranches. It's only one loan, but it's segmented in parts that are delivered along the harvest season. So they don't have to pay interest for money they are not using, and we reduce the risk because we do a follow-up on the use of the money. They put it just into producing. It's not for consume.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Okay, no more questions?
Your time's up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Up next, we have P4ML from Ireland. I request you to please share your screen.
Thank you, Amir, and thanks to everyone for this opportunity to present P4ML in Ireland. Let me give you a statistic. Every year around the world, 20% of pregnancies end in miscarriage, and a further 2.6 million babies are stillborn. 2.6 million babies die in their first month of life, mainly due to be born too soon or due to complications at birth. A huge proportion of these deaths could be prevented with high quality care and clinical innovation, as could the majority of maternal deaths and stillbirth. My name is PJ Maloney. I'm the CEO and founder of P4ML. P4ML was set up not for profit. P4ML was set up because of Brexit and GDPR. And within the island of Ireland, our clinicians were looking for an accredited laboratory to test our sickest of patients, our little babies. We spun out of the Infant Centre, which was established in 2014 in Ireland. It's a global centre of excellence for pregnancy, where our government invested over $30 million. We have 12 top PIs and over 100 PhD candidates with one of the largest pregnancy biobanks in the world, where P4ML have commercialized the IP, and we are scaling globally. COVID-19 has been a very difficult period for a lot of people. Unlike a lot of startups, I actually was out in the Middle East for the last 6 weeks, doing my COVID test every 3 days to implement our workflow within the hospitals, because we were invited in by the governments of Abu Dhabi and Dubai. If you look at rare disease management at present, over in the Middle East, $30 billion per year has been spent because of rare disease issues. 2.8 million patients suffer from rare disease in the Middle East. 3% of all pregnancies are affected. 30% of pediatric kids end up in hospital because of a rare disease. 50% of all childhood deaths are a result of rare disease. It takes between 7.3 years to diagnose a rare disease, or on average 5 years to diagnose a rare disease. As I said, P4ML is really disrupting and innovating the rare disease management. We offer what's called a multi-omic approach, where we do genetic sequencing, proteomics, metabolomics, lipidomics. However, we only do this with the clinician in a hospital setting to ensure the patient has the best outcome. Here is an overview of our overarching solutions, where we're focused on multi-omic approach. We have now gone into an official partnership with one of the largest life sciences companies in the world, Thermo Scientific, to optimize all new clinical workflows and get the result back to the clinician as soon as possible. As I stated, I was working with 2 of the major children's hospitals in Dubai over the last 6 weeks, implementing our workflow in those hospitals to ensure those babies and patients have the best outcome, because a day can be a difference between life and death. Our team consists of the longest serving CEO of any hospital group in Ireland, and Pat McGrath from PM Group, who are 3,000 people strong in 30 countries, who build all the pharma and biopharma companies. This is my third business. I focus on drugs of abuse, and I also focus on biopharmaceuticals. However, P4ML is all about passion and a mission behind the company. We've got top global advisors in terms of clinicians around the world. As I said, we're scaling in the Middle East. We've just closed off a €5 million investment round and have been invited into one of the newest hospitals in Abu Dhabi to scale our workflow over there. We were the first Irish and indeed the first precision medicine company to go into the Dubai Future Accelerators program, and we've excelled in that program onto the Dubai Future Foundation. We are the only company in the world that offers integrated multi-omics. And as I said,
Thank you, PJ. I think it's time for the questions now.
Thank you very much for your time.
Judges, the floor is open to any questions.
Okay. Sorry, something just got stuck. So what's your biggest barrier for entry into markets, let's say in Africa or in South America?
The biggest barrier to entry is really education of the staff, because unfortunately a lot of countries wouldn't have high educational standards like we have in the likes of Western Europe. Ireland has the youngest, most educated workforce in the world. And what we see in some of the countries, such as the Middle East and maybe in India, is that the government hasn't set up strategic centers of excellence in the likes of proteomics, metabolomics. Whilst the country has these skill sets, they're very data sets are done in lots of different silos, and it's to integrate all those together within the hospital setting. We have found a very, very good investor. So we're confident that we can scale, but it has to be a country strategy backed by the health authority and with the universities, because we are dealing with healthcare and we'd rather crawl before we run. So I don't think there's any huge barriers, but investment obviously helps because this is a not-for-profit business.
Okay. And in your own words, there would be limited competition to what you're doing, so to say, across the markets that are of interest to you. Am I right in saying that?
Well, I think we've a huge advantage here that we've got one of the largest pregnancy biobanks in the world and over 7 years of huge intellectual property built up. We spoke at the JP Morgan Healthcare Breakfast this year in San Francisco, where Deloitte hosted us. And we met the CEO of the largest life sciences company in the world, Thermo Scientific, who are gone into an EMEA partnership with us to take their newest platforms to beta test. So that gives us a 12-month advantage over competition to really straighten up our IP and take market advantage. Any more questions?
Thank you. Your time's up.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to present our company today. Best of luck to all the other companies.
Thank you, PJ. Next, we have Zunishan from Ireland. Could you please share your screen, Zunishan?
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Hello, my name is Ryan. I'm the CEO of EWC. EWC is a software and hardware-based business that we develop all our own products in-house for the telecom industry. We currently have an office here in Ireland, an office in Georgia, an office in India, an office in China. Ireland, we do all our business development, our finance. Georgia, we do all our router integration, iOS and Android. India, there's where we have our cybersecurity team and our testing lab for the products. And in China, we do all our manufacturing. We supply an end-to-end solution for the telecom, from manufacturing the device, from bringing to schematics up to the layer of the mold, then bringing up the case design, designing the schematics, PCB, components purchasing, and of course then deliver to the product. The most important part is our software platform. We become the hub and the brain of any telecom infrastructure. Why? Because we're one device, one SKU code, one platform, one application. So we manage all the internet traffic because we have a built-in router. We have a built-in TV connection through the Android TV Google license because we're a Google license partner. We protect our devices through cybersecurity that updates on a day-to-day basis. And then we read all the energy consumption and bring it into one dashboard. This is the end device in the customer's home, and we have a complete backend for the telecom to use on a day-to-day basis to make sure his customers are always alive. We have multiple products in order for the telecom to pick from, so it doesn't matter which region we go into, we have a price-sensitive product in order to meet their demands. Why do we develop the product? Major problems in the industry. Number one is Wi-Fi connection. Every household has problems with the Wi-Fi. We bounce the internet from one device to the other, creating a Wi-Fi mesh solution to internet around everywhere in the household. Smart home integration and smart home setups, big problem. Customers don't know how to set them up. They don't know how to read the manuals. So we can pre-configure any smart home device before the customer gets it. And in return, we have a complete backend system to manage the entire grid from the internet traffic from the cybersecurity and the smart home. So that means before the customer calls into the telecom, we already know the issue. So we've been lucky enough, we've got serious traction in the market because obviously we have the all-in-one solution. Our latest contract, we won with EWC Global, and they're looking for 1 million units over the next 3 to 5 years. Total value is 250 million. And we've also pretty much picked up some other clients like Claro Telecom, TDL Canada, Epic TV. We released the first 10,000 units to STC Global in October, and the valuation of the first order is 2.5 million. How do we make money? Of course, we manufacture the hardware. So the first thing we make is on the hardware costings. Second of all is we have recurring revenue from many services, from cybersecurity, parent control, and of course our back-end system that we license to the telecom. As soon as our product's in the customer's home, we upsell the smart home devices that we also manufacture. So that gives us multiple additions and multiple resources in order to make recurring revenue, and of course still upsell the hardware. Thanks very much for your time today, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
How is your competition?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ashok, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. So in terms of your revenue model, is it a subscription-led model?
So we manufacture the hardware. So first of all, in every telecom, they need a router, a TV box, a smart home hub, cybersecurity. We brought all of those hardware solutions into one. So first we give the hardware solution to them. Then they need software to run the device. So we license our software on top of it. And then we give a back-end system that they can manage something like they would have got from Nokia or Huawei in the past. And obviously you see the issues with Huawei and USA at the moment. A lot of customers are dropping Huawei and they need the next solution. Since we're an Irish-based company, we're getting lots of inroads, especially from the Huawei customers that are now dropping their solutions.
If I had to ask you, what is the lifetime of a customer?
Typically in the telecoms that we're dealing with anything from 3 to 5 years. And what we're doing then is we change out the hardware. So for instance, we've moved on to the 5G and the Wi-Fi 6. So we already have the 5G devices ready. The issue we have in the marketplace is 5G chipsets are very expensive and it's not a mass market product yet.
Thank you.
So which are the countries you're exporting to, Ryan?
Yeah, so right now we're in the Middle East, we're in STC Global, we're in South America with Claro Telecom, we're in Thailand with AIS and True Telecom, and USA then we're back and forth then with a couple of telecoms right now. Of course, we can't do everything at once, so we've just picked pretty much 2 or 3 telecoms for this year. Obviously, COVID moved a few dates along, but we're still on track to launch them. So the first one we're going to launch in is Middle East in October with STC Global. Then we have November with Epic TV. And in December, then we're looking to launch Claro either in December or January then.
Cool, thank you.
The main thing for our product is there's one platform, one customer, one SKU code. So the issue in the marketplace is telecom deal with multiple vendors, 8 or 9, and then the integration process takes anything from 6 months to 2 years. We've been able to launch this entire solution with a customized product for STC Global within 6 months from start to finish.
Ryan, quick one for your team.
Excuse me?
Your team capabilities?
Yeah, so of course, to make these products, we need the top end engineers. So we've taken engineers from top companies, and especially in Russia. So I took about 15, 20 engineers that work with the major Russian telecoms over there. And then on the Irish side, then we've taken project managers and customer rollout project managers that have worked for Sky, IBM, Cisco, Comcast. And then from our advisory board, we have ex-Qualcomm staff members, we have Cubic Telecom CEO, and of course, then we've Enterprise Ireland backing us. The team makes everything come alive, and we've just taken the best guys that want to bring our company to the next level, and to be honest, become the next Huawei or the next global telecom supplier worldwide.
Cool. I have one last question. I just saw the slide saying you are generating a revenue of $215 million. I was a little confused on that.
So that's projected turnover for the next 3 to 5 years. We have a contract for 1 million units. We sell the product for $215. So 1 million units by 215 equals 215 million for the next 3 to 5 years.
And how much time do you have to deliver that?
So we're delivering the first 10,000 units in October, the end of October. Then it goes to 50,000 units. Then it goes to 100,000 units. So we hope over the next 3 or 4 years, we can deliver the full 1 million units.
All right. So you're going to be delivering 10,000 units in the coming 3 months.
October the 22nd.
Oh,
and then
that's next month. Okay.
Yeah, and then the next manufacture then is 50,000 units. And we're just looking in the component supply chain at the moment. We hope to deliver that around April. Yeah.
Got that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time. Best of luck, everyone.
On that note, I'd like to announce a 3-minute break for all the stakeholders at this event. See everyone back shortly. Thank you. Are the judges ready to commence? We'll wait for another moment. Until then, up next, we have OACP from Ireland. Please be ready with your pitch deck. And once we have confirmation that all the judges are present, please be ready to present. Thank you. Mr. Porat and Mr. Kala, could we start the proceedings? If so, could you please switch on your videos? Okay, now I'd like to call upon OACP to commence with their pitch. Could you please share your screen?
Yeah, I try. Okay. Share
It should work.
screen. Okay, it works. Okay, Thank you very much for this opportunity. My name is Enrico, and I am the CEO of OACP. And we produce chemicals that reduce time and cost of DNA tests for cancer diagnosis. Cancer diagnosis requires genetic tests to be accurate. Unfortunately, the lack of efficiency of those tests is causing additional cost for patients and systems, a long time for patients to get results. I know specifically because I am a biologist, and in my career, I performed more than 15,000 of this kind of tests, facing the same issue every day. But during my PhD, I found the solution. It's a chemical reagents line patented that improve the efficiency of the DNA reactions, and it is applicable upon all types of cancers. Labs need only to add one tiny drop of our chemical during the test procedure to reduce test time from 3 days to just only 2 hours, while saving up to 50% of the overall test cost. We have products on the market since 2017, and we got the approval for in vitro diagnostic usage since February 2019. We address the global in vitro diagnostic markets, starting from the in situ hybridization one, that worth almost $1 billion US, and it is a growing market. We have competitors, of course, but we are faster, more cost-effective. Labs don't need to change their equipments to adopt our technology, and our product do not need cold chain for storage and shipments. Actually, we have a B2B model, so we have an outsourcers that produce our chemicals, and we are selling to customers as distributors, hospitals, or research centers, actually with 98% of gross margin over our products and 100% of customer retention rate. We reached $100,000 US in sales in 2019 among 3 customers in Italy and 1 distributor we have in Japan. And now we are present in 15 countries globally through a distribution network, and we are working daily to expand this network. As a team, we are a small team, but very committed. The full-time staff is made by myself. I am a biologist. I have a PhD in oncology and a medical degree in clinical pathology. I have more than 17 years of experience in cancer diagnosis and undergone to several programs like Rebel Bio Accelerator program backed by SOS Venture. Then Francesco is my vice president and co-founder. He has a master in business administration at Bologna Business School, and it is a very experienced in business management, sales, and marketing. Actually, we are looking for funding money for 1.2 million euros, basically to create a company structure that is able to grow organically, to consolidate our market, to enter in the US with the FDA application, of course, and to reach the break-even point. The final aim is having an exit through acquisition, of course, and we identified possible target like that are the main companies in this sector, and the multiplicators of this acquisition are quite lucrative, so very interesting deals. So that's all. Thank you for your attention. I hope you can join OACP because we believe that less time for diagnosis is more time for life. Thank you very much. I will be very happy to reply to your question.
Hi, Ashok here. What is a typical unit cost model of this business?
Okay, so basically commonly the test cost is so we sell this vial that are for 20 tests each at an average price of let's say 37 euros per test, so it's almost 800 euros per vials. By adding this our product, labs can cut other reagents that are the costly part of test. So by doing this, they bring the test from 150 euros to almost 60, 70 euros total cost.
And the shelf life of the product?
it is, so we stated in the certification 1 years, but basically it is almost 5 years stable, the product.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And does the diagnostic lab have to make any special changes to the test or the equipment that are being used to conduct the test to use your chemical?
No, they are just started to be compatible with the existing reagent and instrument. So just to add our product.
And since you also said you are looking at acquisition,
yeah.
Why do you think we as a team should imagine that you would want to scale the organization on your own rather than just becoming an acquisition target? I'm trying to understand your drive for why we think you will establish rather than just license the IP and walk away.
Okay, yes, good question. So basically, the point is that our market obviously is very competitive and it is dominated by 2-3 very big players. So we can, I know and I believe that we can reach a very good potential in revenues, like let's say 20 million euros in 6-7 years. But so bigger competitor reach Abbott, for to give you a name, reached the $30 billion revenue per year. So if you want to be very, let's say, very in the market to deliver the benefit to patients, to more patients, we must go through one of these very big players. So an acquisition should be the right way. But obviously, if the business in the future bring us to a strong commercial partnership with one of these players, we will not need an acquisition.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Madeline from Desolinator. Could you please share your screen, Madeline? Thank you.
Hi there.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be representing Desolinator. My name is Madeline and I am in charge of market development. And at Desolinator, we are tackling the biggest resource crisis that we face as a planet. By 2030, half of the world will lack access to a reliable source of water. And the COVID challenge has only highlighted how important it is to have water as the basis of health and sanitation. But today's solutions, and our core 2 solutions, so plastic bottles and desalination, which is turning seawater into drinking water, have lifelong operating costs, have long supply chains to get the water to the end user, and they're unsustainable. So at Desolinator, we've got a different approach. How do we harness our 2 most abundant resources, sunshine and seawater, to create water independence? So we've developed a patented technology that produces up to 250,000 litres of clean water a day. This isn't just retrofitting solar panels onto existing technologies. This is a system itself based on the natural water cycle. We've designed our own solar panels, which are 60% efficient compared to standard 15%. We eliminate many things that rely on a supply chain, from filters and membranes to chemicals. And as a result, we can produce water for $1 per 1,000 litres, which is very competitive in the market. Our value proposition is twofold: creating the highest purity drinking water from complex sources, such as seawater or brackish water, and also wastewater recycling. So you have a lot of corporates who are trying to recycle water and reduce their overall water footprint, and here we can help as well. We have our flagship project, which is going live in Dubai in 2 months' time. These are photos from this morning, which show the progress that we're being made. And once we've launched, we have a few key verticals which we are already working on. We've got early customers in some of these verticals. So municipality, the CEO water mandate, where water is really strategic to companies' future, and Booking.com to help the hotel industry to eliminate plastic bottles. We've also had support from multiple governments and got awards from over 4 different continents for design, technology, and innovation. We are a team of entrepreneurs, and this was the last time we got together pre-COVID, and we've grown a little bit since then, but we're delighted to say we're 15% female, and we've got advisors who are core from the industrial desalination industry. So we're very excited to be here today.
Thank you, Madeline. The floor is open to any questions by the judges.
Hi, so I'm assuming yours are B2B. It's largely for hospitality, hotel sector, right? And your offering, is it drinkable water or is it usable water?
So good question. So first of all, our value proposition is twofold. So one of them is to secure clean drinking water, but we also can, with a little bit of tinkering on the technology, we can install it within a water supply chain. So actually you could have it for collecting water at the end and recycling it. So similar technology, but it has two different values, and we are B2B at the moment. Yeah. It's not just the hospitality industry. We've done a lot of research to identify our core verticals. So we're working with the CEO water mandate. I'm already working with 2 signatories of this corporate commitment. And we will work with the hotel industry through our partnership with booking.com, but also working with municipalities, especially in island and coastal areas. And we have a pilot project with a municipality too.
Great. What's your present revenue right now?
So we have earned around 2 million in early stage revenue from early customers. We haven't officially launched. That will be with this project going live in November in DEWA, but we've built a pipeline which takes us beyond the end of 2021 as well. But our revenue, we've got 2 million in early stage revenue.
Cool. Thank you.
One quick question. In terms of standards, do you, which standard you maintain? Is it the standards?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
I think Ashok's question was around standards. How do you maintain standard of quality of water in different conditions?
So there's a couple of different features to that. So first of all, we have all the water which comes out of our devices is certified for drinking, and you can also remineralize it to ensure that the taste is normalized. We also have self-cleaning mechanisms within the systems, and a lot of sensors which enable very proactive maintenance and operation. But it's been designed to be a very low maintenance system, so we've eliminated a lot of the complexities such as filters and membranes, which can cause devices, also in the water industry, other devices to break more easily.
So what kind of a moat have you created around your startup? What are the entry barriers into your business?
I would say inertia is sometimes a big one, especially if you're working with a corporate company where they've got a job to do and they don't want to risk operations. So to get around this, we've been working with a lot of innovation departments and sustainability departments with some of the largest beverage industries in the world, for example, and really using pilot projects, which we've had them all de-risked and funded by these early customers, which enable us to use case studies that show financial and environmental savings from implementing our technology. So that's, but actually up until now, all of our interest has been inbound. We've done no external marketing, and people have heard about us and are excited about what we bring in terms of a better water future.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Up next, we have Ricardo from Wonderflow. Ricardo, could you please share your screen?
Perfect. I cannot share my my video because I've been prevented from doing so, but I will share the screen though. You shall be able to see that right now. Correct? Hello?
Yeah, we can see your screen. Yeah.
Perfect. I will also
Yes.
start my video together with it. Perfect. So hello everyone, I'm Riccardo Ossi. I'm the CEO and one of the founders of Wonderflow. So Wonderflow is the easiest way to transform the voice of the customer into real actionable insights. We are quite young, but our solution has been already used by more than 20 of the Fortune 500, and we have been recognized by many of the most iconic analyst research firms. So customer feedback, such as online reviews, call center data, emails, messages, and so on, has now become the most important source of insights from consumers, that's for sure. However, 8 companies out of 10 fail to extract value from these data sources and never really create a feedback loop that works. So the reason they fail is that to analyze customer feedback, which sounds something very simple, brands need to develop and connect up to 15 different technologies. And at the same time, they also need a technical team with a strong business understanding to make this happen and to make these technologies work together. And this is very, very difficult to find even in the largest companies. So if you want to analyze customer feedback, just to give an example, you need to perform a long list of actions. And for example, you need to find the data, do data cleansing, linguistic analysis, prediction, and so on. And only after you're done with it, you can make decisions. So this process is normally a nightmare. And for this reason, we have created an all-in-one platform that completely replaces the market insight team of any company. Basically, our AI takes care of the entire analysis process from data finding to natural language processing, prediction, and automated decision making. As a result, our customers save up to 90% of time for research. So it's a big change for many people within the organization. Normally, our customers increase conversions from online by 40% plus. They increase customer satisfaction or net promoter score by even 100% and consistently decrease their operation costs for customer care about 15% already in the very first months. This is possible because, as I said earlier, we are very good at putting together many different technologies and make them work seamlessly into one. And we produce the highest accurate text, the highest accuracy in text analysis in the market. But it's also possible because we have developed the world's first predictive engine that has been validated by more than 5 of the Fortune 500. And we have created the only platform that has been designed for business users only. So there is no technical need to be used whatsoever. We did this together with my co-founder and our amazing team that is super rich of diversity. More than 50% of our colleagues are women. We come from 10 different countries. We have 2 corporate offices. We are opening a 3rd one right now. And our team is made of senior executives, serial entrepreneurs like me, but we are very much hungry to conquer the world. So vote for us. Thanks.
Thank you, Ricardo. Any indications on your revenues?
So it's if possible, I would share it privately, but it's, let's say, between 2 and 5.
Great. Cool. Thank you.
Ricardo, how does your AI adapt to different contexts in different companies? Because every place is different and has individual characteristics. How do you contextualize it?
Of course. So we've done the hard work in the last years because we have created dictionaries and taxonomies for the vast majority of the industries where we operate. This gives us the backbone to easily adapt our technology to the more specific cases. To give you an idea, if you have your own company and you want to start linguistic analysis, natural language processing in your for your domain, you are going through a setup that can take 1 year or even longer to get to decent results. With us, you can start in under 30 days. Up in the first 3 months, you will get up to around 82%, which is basically the pinnacle of accuracy for text analysis today.
And are you focusing only on English as a language, or do you have any other regional languages as well?
So we can cover any language in the world with translation, but in the original language, we support currently 13 different languages, including non-Latin languages, such as Arabic, Simplified Chinese, Japanese, Korean, and Russian.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Other questions? No more questions.
Okay, if nobody else has any question, one last question from my end. How many patents have you filed so far? What's the IP stack like?
So we don't have any patents because let's say in software it's quite difficult to have patents, but our specialty, as I anticipated in the beginning, is to do two things. One is to put together many different technologies, of which a very good number are proprietary technologies, but also third-party technologies, so that basically the Wonderboard, our platform, becomes a hub where we can connect the full power of many different companies, and that's where we get the best results. The highest accuracy that we can reach, and that we have demonstrated that sets basically the benchmark in accuracy for text analysis in Europe, comes from our experience in building up dictionaries, which is basically the grammar that we teach computers so that they can interpret texts as humans. And in fact, our accuracy is comparable to human accuracy.
Thank you. I think your time's up.
Thank you, guys. Have a good continuation.
Up next, we have Plastic Free. So I request Max from Plastic Free to share his screen. Great. The floor is yours, Max.
Great. "1,000 years. Did you know that conventional plastics are made from petroleum and stay in the environment for up to 1,000 years? We are plastic free and we are on a mission to change that. Our company is based in Sweden and we have already commercialized our products based on our unique technology. Earlier this year, Plastic Free was awarded as the world's most innovative sustainability startup among more than 1,400 companies worldwide. So we've invented a new technology for making a biomaterial that looks and works like plastic, but it's made from plants, not oil. Our biomaterial is 100% biodegradable, compostable, toxic-free, and can reduce the carbon footprint by up to 86%. Plastic-free is already certified by the toughest certification standards in Europe. Of course, there is competition, but no one has succeeded to solve sustainability at a reasonable cost. With plastic-free, we have succeeded to bridge this gap by maximizing the bio-based content and reducing the cost. Here you can see 3 examples from our product portfolio that have the highest impact on a daily basis, including pallet wrapping film and zero plastic cups that can be recycled as normal paper. Let me show you a case study from one of our customers. By replacing usual disposable cups with our plastic-free cups, they saved 8 tons of CO2 and 11 tons of waste. Just to give you an idea, this is like putting 300 Eiffel Towers on top of each other. We have a B2B business model and sell finished products. There are lots of customers, but right now our focus is on wholesalers, retailers, and brand owners. And this is a $670 billion industry. Looking at the market right now, bioplastics have only 1% of the total market share, which means there is a huge potential. And we believe that we have a great position to influence this market because we have a strong intellectual property portfolio, including patents, trademarks, and trade secrets. For its scientific novelty, our patent was awarded gold medal at the World's Invention Fair a few months ago. We're happy that public organizations such as Swedish Environmental Agency, as well as industry leaders like Audi and Samsung, have supported plastic-free along the way. Because of its innovativeness and great impact, our work has been awarded several times, such as prestigious Forbes 30 Under 30. Of course, all of this wouldn't have been possible without having a great team. Actually, what I'm really proud of is our extraordinary team members who are coming from different backgrounds and have made this happen. As serial entrepreneurs, Alan and I have a proven track record in building and scaling technology companies. Our dream is to end plastic pollution. If we continue to use plastic the way we do today, there will be more plastic than fish in our oceans in less than 30 years. Please support us in our mission to stop this. Thank you. I will be happy to answer questions.
Hi, Max. This is...
Sorry. Ramesh, go ahead.
Thanks. Hi, Max. Two questions. One is, what is the patent on? I wanted to understand a little bit about it. Secondly, a little about your revenues in the last 1 or 2 years. Would be really nice to know.
Thank you for a very great and relevant question. So we have 2 patents. One is on the process of making the pellets, the biomaterial, and the other one is on the coating technology for producing the plastic-free cups because we replace the normal polyethylene by the coating, but even to minimize the amount of material that we need to apply, we also have developed a unique technology that is patentable, and the patent is already filed and is now in the PCT application level. And then the revenue is right now our revenue is about 840,000, and we launched in the end of 2019. So it's just a few months that we've been on the market, and we were also hit by COVID in the beginning, but now everything is changing, and then we get a lot of interest and a lot of inquiries that we're trying to accommodate.
Where are you manufacturing these cups?
In Sweden.
Okay.
Everything
Thank
is
you.
sourced locally and produced locally.
Thank you. Thank you, Max.
Thank you, Devasis.
I'm still trying to understand, are you recycling or upcycling or making a product, very product-specific IP?
So this is 2 questions. So we use renewable plant resources, mainly coming from agricultural waste, and also a specific type of non-edible plant, like a wild plant. But we are not dependent only on agricultural waste. We can use any plant that contains starch. So if we want to produce this locally in India, we would use rice husk or things like that. And that's the beauty of our technology when it comes to the scalability, because we can use a lot of different resources, but also from a manufacturing perspective, we can also use the existing machines. So you don't need to invent new machines. That's why we can leverage on the existing parts. So the IP is on the process of how, like the additives that we use, the normal plastic materials, they use fossil-based plasticizers. We have found the alternatives that can be replaced, and still on an industrial level, the end product will work as it should, like the normal plastic products. I hope that answers your question.
Partially, yes. On the same note, scalability. When you have to make hyperlocal solutions across countries, you said that, but how do you scale it? Is it product supply? Is it supply chain? Is it?
So right now, I mean, for example, for the cups, we ourselves have a capacity of 5 million cups per month. But if the demand goes higher, then we can just set up a local production facility and then just use the production there. So, but we do the biomaterial in-house here in Sweden. That is right now it's only happening there. But for the end product, it's very easy just to replicate the process and then produce it locally to enhance, accelerate the process.
Thanks, Max.
Thank you. Thank you, Max, for your time.
Thank you. Cheers.
And with that, we have concluded our pictures for today. Thank you all for joining us today. It's time for a brief stopover as judges go over the results. Please stay tuned. We will be back with the enthralling results of this competition.
Requesting all the startups to please stay online and wait for the results. Good luck.
Amir? Hello. I see 2 more startups on my list. Excuse me.
Shailesh,
not
we are
there.
in the breakout room. Please allow us 2 minutes and we will discuss it in that room privately.
Okay. Okay.
If the host could invite us. Amir.
Thank you everyone for joining us today. As you can imagine, it took us a long time to decide the winners for today due to the sheer quality of the startups that have joined us today. I would like to invite the judges to give a few brief words, starting with Mr. Ashokji.
Yeah, hi, thanks, Amit. Thanks a lot for this opportunity to see through all of you presentations. I think what I like personally about it is all of you are in very, very, very competitive space. One commonality which we all saw is you are solving problems for the society. So that all of you scored very, very high. Impact to environment around has been phenomenally high. What we chose, one of the yardsticks, while all of you are equally good in terms of impact, what we chose is the diversity among the startups. So good luck, best wishes. I think as all of you know, success lies in execution, and your only few people can be regarded. Thank you very much for the diverse perspectives. Thank you. Good luck, best wishes.
Thank you for your time, Ashok ji. Mr. Devasys, could we please have you say a few words?
Is it me, Amir?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Amir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this lovely opportunity to be a part of, the Entrepreneurship World Cup and to judge a program along with such eminent judges. Thank you so much, everybody. Some of the key points which came out very, very interesting is that each of the startups have become the quality of the startups have exceedingly gone up. So it took us a lot of time to decide who the winners are, who will eventually win. But each of them are equal, are trying to solve a very, very pertinent problem, and has got a fantastic team of people. Your technology, and one thing very interesting which I found is that most of you startups have actually working on something around patenting your solution, and which is actually creates a huge entry barrier. You create a huge entry barrier for others, for yourself, and that's a very, very important part of it. Great to see all of you. As I say, there are no failures. It's only learning and success in this ecosystem. All the best to all of you. All of you are winners, and all of you will do well. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Devasys. Now could we please have Mr. Keithy to say a few words?
Hi, thanks, Amir. Well, I was just struggling with words as to what to say, but I suddenly remember a Chinese proverb which says, reading 10,000 books is not as good as traveling 10,000 miles. And probably just sitting in this chair here, we have done that today. We have seen a lot of ground covered between the startups that we see. And thank you all of you for that great learning experience, and wishing you all the best for the future. And on behalf of both the group and tGELF that I also work with, we are very, very happy to engage with you in the future as well. Don't think EWC is the end of the world. We are very happy to help you in any which way as we can going forward as well. Thanks.
Thank you, Keithy. Could I ask Mr. Porat to please address the participants?
Hi, all. It was really exciting to see all the bunch of startups that pitched to us this GW event. I think there is amazing companies. This is my first time that I'm judging this period of time of this international GW event like this, and so I think the level of the startup was very high. This is also make us, from judgment point of view, to some difficulties, but I do enjoy to see the mix of the team, the solution that you are giving to each one of these activities, and I do enjoy to see entrepreneurs in all towards your journey.
Thank you, Mr. Porat. I'd like to ask Mr. Jha to please address the participants.
Hi guys, it's really great, at least for me, to be looking at this, because last time I was actually handling a lot of these first time applications here. And one of those things that we were always thinking about is like with EWC, we'll try to take people who are starting up in countries which do not have that conventional startup ecosystem to that same level. And I think to that extent, we have succeeded, particularly because this time what I saw was the quality of entry has improved even from countries which are not considered to be your, hubs of unicorn production. And the other thing is that we have seen even in these times when people are sitting at the home, a lot of teams are cross-cultural and across the world. So at least from the tGELF point of view or the Sun Group point of view, that makes a lot of sense for us. And yeah, thanks about that. That's the greatest takeaway for me personally.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chao. And now the time we all have been waiting for. I would first like to thank all the entrepreneurs. Over the past few months, it was a pleasure to engage with such a diverse group of startups and gain exposure to such fascinating stories and solutions. At EWC, we would like to acknowledge the effort and time each startup and judge has dedicated to our platform. On that note, we would like to announce the startups proceeding to the next round of the EWC journey. The startups that would be adjudged as winners at this event would receive $100,000 in support and service from the EWC platform. And I'd like to invite my colleague Vinay to announce the first two winners. The first winner is the Solanator. The second winner would be LavaTech. A round of applause for both these winners. Our next two winners would be progressing to the global finals would be OACP. And finally, our last winner who's progressing to the global finals is RadiSurf. Once again, we'd like to thank every entrepreneur. The Entrepreneurship World Cup is an ecosystem with innovation at its core, and we hope that this community thrives in a manner as many of the ventures our startups have embarked on. We urge all entrepreneurs to remain active on the EWC platform and stay tuned for further events, updates, and opportunities. On that note, once again, thank you for your time.